Hello everybody and welcome back to Tint Vanity. So today we are checking in with MILANI. What sparked this video was the MILANI Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint Stick. Now, I like a full coverage foundation. Traditionally skin tints, they're a little too natural for me, but you know though, summer's coming, we're in spring, so you know what, we're gonna give it a whirl. But it caused me to go through my collection, pull out what I do own from MILANI, and then I had to pick up a few different things, but we're gonna see what MILANI does for us today. Okay, so first up, we're gonna go in with the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. This is the one that's lavender, kind of soft, and kind of just a pretty color. There is a little spatula that slides out here at the top. It comes here, slides back down, locks in, so you can do it. You know, a lot more sanitary, but I'm not gonna be bothered with that all the time. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think it's supposed to be cooling, but nonetheless, I do like this primer. And I've had this one for a few months. It seems pretty good about, you know, kind of getting your pores in check. Now, I don't know if this kind of primer is gonna be good for a skin tint. I don't know if maybe I needed something like super hydrating on with the skin tint instead of something that's blurring. Like I always say, we're experimenting. So that's today's plan. This is gonna be the shocker. I actually have a brush today. I know, who is she? I'm not gonna use a sponge because I think sticks, to get the most coverage possible, you need to use a brush. And fun fact, I have 3 of these Blur Out tint sticks because I bought 2 online and 1 in person. You would think the one in person was the one that was the right shade. No, it was not. And I'm going to show you just because it's just a fun little fact. Okay, so the shade I'm going to use today on the skin tint is number 11. So that's this one. This color does come with the extra. So you have this top, comes with this top. Pop it up, and there's our shade. Now see there, look kind of yellow. But once I show you the other 2, you're going to be like, ah. The one I ordered online originally was shade 6. Now the Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, I wear it in 05A. So I'm like, okay, so 6, it might be okay. These are not the same, just putting it out there. I got this one online and I was like, okay, this is going to be a pretty okay match, right? It was not. This is shade 6. Right here. Then in person, I was with my daughter and I said, well, Muffin, what do you think, you know, mommy's shade is? And we were at Target. So they don't have testers or anything out there. So you kind of just have to eyeball the container and maybe just a little, you know, they have like a little picture that you kind of follow. Useless. It did not help at all. She said, oh no, mommy, this is definitely your shade. So we went to shade 13. Right now with these lights, it doesn't look bad. But when I got it home, it was definitely a color difference. So I jumped from 6 to 13. So that's quite a few shades in between. So that was this one. We're still not hitting the right shade. And this is in person. So I can't even say it was online. They deceived me. No, I deceived me. Then I went back online. And these are expensive. These things are like, I think $16 each or so, $15.99. Then I got shade 11. Now, mind you, I still have no idea, but I'm going to hope 11 is our, you know, our perfect kind of get there shade because I'm not buying another one. I already don't take it back because I can't reshelve it once it's been swatched and stuff, and I just kind of take the L. This is the shade we're going to use. So this is number 11. So we have 6, 13, and 11. I did wonder though, and I'm not going to do it today, if I could maybe use this maybe as a concealer shade and maybe use the darker shade 13 maybe as like a bronzer. I don't know. Make sure to twist your sticks all the way down and put your protective cap back on because I just have one just floating. You don't want to waste a $16 foundation stick. $16 adds up. I know my daughter's going to say, Mommy, you talk so much about the shades, but it matters. And it also gave us time to let our, you know, primer settle in. I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques 260. And it is the bubble blending brush. So that's this one. I've got some stuff to cover like right here. That's a trouble zone kind of over here. So if this can kind of cover those, we'll see. It's very creamy just on initial application. You know what I could do if this doesn't work out? I could mix the shades. That is also an option. But let's see how a brush does this. Not terrible. And the brush, this is super soft though. Ooh, this one? Okay, you guys, you might want to check this one out. If you like brushes and you want to cover a lot of territory kind of fast, this might be for you. Maybe if we pounce it in a little bit. You know what? I will say this. It feels like it has a little bit more coverage than the other skin tints I've tried. Am I covering that up? You know what? Not bad. Not bad. So this side has it and this side does not. So not terrible. I mean, you can see this acne scar right here. Do I want to try with a sponge? You know what? I could try just like a little section with a sponge just to see. Okay, so we have that. I have my beauty sponge. Let's just see how it does with the sponge. brush, sponge. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, use a brush, put it all over our face, go in with the sponge and kind of press it in after everything is said and done. Maybe that's the way to go. I just always feel like when brushes say, oh, you know, no streaks and stuff, I never feel like, for me, that my foundation ever looks really good when I do it with a brush. So that's why I'm such a sponge girl. It is lighter coverage, it is a skin tint, but it's slightly thicker than just the other skin tints I've used. This one feels like it has a little, you know, a little bit more behind it. So that is pretty okay. So next up, we're gonna go in with the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. And this is in the shade Medium Beige, number 135. Here we are. Oh, that's okay color. Yeah, that's gonna brighten us real fine. And you know what? I'm a little darker right where I'm at right now. The time change has kind of gotten to me. So I'm kind of off on the sleep thing. Let's blend this out. And hopefully whatever the skin tint didn't give us, we can kind of get the extra coverage from our concealer. How do we look? She looks brightened, we will say that. Okay, you know what? Out of order. I'm gonna touch it into our forehead so it doesn't dry because I don't know how quick this one gets stiff on you. It's giving me time to work with it. And I have no idea how long this one's been out, this particular concealer. I know the foundation, or I'm sorry, skin tints are pretty new release. It's not the fullest of coverage when it comes to the concealer, but you know what though? It's doing its thing. I can see right here. So no, it's doing kind of what it needs to do. So they feel like they're working really well with each other. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, I think we're all right. All right, so next up, we have got the MILANI Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. So we're gonna go in with this one, and this is Translucent 01. Okay, so you open it. It says, has a fingerprint in here. I don't know what the hell that is. All right, so I'm guessing it has a sifter. So you go here, you pop it open. Yeah, you just press down in the mesh netting and get your translucent out. I'm making a mess, but this is actually made to be less messy. So I'm kind of vibing with that one. That's cool. I don't know if I'm getting enough out, but there it is. So let's set our concealer. I don't know if this is new to this line or not. I know they had the 2-in-1 foundation concealer thing. I had that. I think the first time I ever used it, let me clear it up, was back in like 2020. It was one of those pandemic purchases where it's like, something new, I don't have it, why not? Yeah, I know. It feels soft though. And the way it's made, just if you can kind of see it like this, is, you know, kind of a little cave down there, so it kind of keeps it from flying everywhere. Okay, how do we feel? Oh, it set it down kind of nice. Okay, and if I can feel it maybe on the cap. Oh, super soft, super duper soft. This might be something you want to check out. Okay. And I figured if I tried to stay in the Conceal and Perfect line, hopefully everything kind of play well together. We don't know, but we sure are hopeful. Now this one, I had a little trouble trying to find a pressed powder or the loose setting powder. I mean, I guess I could have got this if they had a different shade. I didn't even think to check for like a medium shade. Nonetheless, I picked up the MILANI, oh, see, Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof Powder. Okay, it does not come with a puff or anything like that, but here we go. And again, in shade 4, Natural. Let's see, this cheek is glowy right there. Okay, so I will say with the skin tint, it's giving you some life still in your face though. Mind you, I'm probably doing the exact thing you shouldn't do. It should probably be, you know, a swipe and go kind of thing. That is not who she is. She does not swipe and go. I do everything with intention, just saying. So if I'm gonna sit here and spend 20, 30 minutes doing my makeup to make it look like I don't have on makeup, that's not me. I woke up with red eyeshadow. Yeah, no, I wear makeup, straight up. How do we feel? Feels like it looks pretty healthy though. Okay, so that skin tint is shining through. So I'm going to go apply my eyebrows and be right back. Next up, eyeshadow. So this is the Gilded Terra palette, and this is one that was in my collection, and I've had this for a minute. And it's not my favorite. I've used it. They don't put a lot of product in the pans. So what I did go do is pick up 2 additional palettes, and these are the Gilded Minis. And I got one in the Wine Down. And then I picked up It's All Rosé. I figured between the two, I should be able to pull off something. I think I'm gonna go in with this one, which was the Wine Down. I think we'll touch here. We might need to go in here, but like in person, this is a lot more of like a pale pink, kind of a wine color. Yes, a little more purplish. It's not coming across on camera, so it's gonna make it, you know, it needs to match. So this one. What we're gonna do is super simple. If I stick with one palette, we're gonna put this initially in our crease, this a little bit lower, this on the outer corner, and something on our brow bone and our lids. So we might just stick with the one palette. We're gonna have to see what the color pigment is on these just to kind of do it, because I might need to dip into the other palette to feel satisfied. It's powdery. Are we surprised? Let's see if you can see it there. And that was the shade. So it's showing up for me in the mirror. I shall look up and check. Okay, you can see a little something. So we're gonna have a more delicate look. And I just noticed that the color I said that I was gonna go next in with, it is indeed a shimmer. Or is that a satin? It's a satin. It's not a matte, just put it that way. I'm gonna actually put in something non-matte in my actual crease. So that's gonna be a little bit of a thing. I mean, back in the day I used to do it, you know, but when you know better, you do better. Extremely powdery, but the color does seem to be here. Okay, so it's delicate and gentle. And I know everybody loves these gilded palettes. They just were not my favorite. I decluttered, I think was it the Flora palette? I think that one just a dusty mess. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna say it was horrible. I'm just saying for me and my preference, I did not care for that palette. So it left. I wonder, should I use something else? That's this color. It's awfully deep. And this is indeed a satin. All right, you know what? That's why we're here. Let's pop this in and just see where it goes. The goal is to get it to match my dress. That's the ultimate goal. If we can achieve that, then we're doing something. Oh, you know what? That'll work. And it doesn't even look as shimmery as I thought it might. It's very muted. So that one works perfect. Getting a little patchy over that first color though, we'll say. Right here, little patchy. But you know, if I bring it up and blend it, and I'm getting these super simple looks lately, and I'm real okay with that. And you know what? It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. This has that old school eyeshadow feel. I mean, it's a bit of a step up from other brands, just a bit, but it's still more the old school feel. We have got a choice of 2 shades we can go in with for me. This one, yes. So this is a satin and this one is more of a shimmer. On our lid, I think I'm gonna go for the shimmer because it's not showing as much here, but it's actually like a very pale pink. So that could be pretty. See, on my finger, it's a little bit deeper than when I looked in the pan. See, I told you. So let's do that out here, and I can use the other light one more in the inner corner. I'm gonna use every single shade. So that's 6 shades. I'm gonna use the entire palette if I play this right. We're on shade number 3. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna now dip into this light shimmer right here. This is gonna go on our brow bone. It's a matte. We're gonna dip into this one for our inner corner, and we're gonna go on with this darkest shade on our outer, and we will have used every single shade in the palette. That's this one. We're gonna take that just on the inner. This would be brush time, but I don't feel like grabbing for it, so we're not for this part. That's getting there, and that's kind of pretty. Go back in just a little bit with the other lid shade. The worst thing I ever do is when I lose a shade that I'm liking or just how I want to elevate it. It bothers me if I lose my shades. We're gonna go with this darkest shade, which is, yeah, right here. And we're going to just bring it in. I'm telling you, something about that darker outer corner really gives you the drama on your eyes. You can do this with any color that you want. As long as it's slightly darker than your other shades, it adds a certain dimension. If you want a lot lighter, softer look, you can totally leave out the darkened corner of whatever color. People think dark only means black, dark gray, you know, navy blue. It doesn't. It means if you have a very pale eye, any shade that's deeper than the previous colors you use will give you some drama. But if you don't want it, yeah, totally feel free not to use it. I'm just not a one and done type girl. But if you want to, yeah, you totally do it, and it still looks really, really pretty. It just depends on your preference. Sometimes I would like a soft look. When I'm super duper tired, that is not the days I should go for a more dramatic eye. It's kind of drawing attention to an area that might be a little, you know, less rested. So those are days I'll totally go for a softer eye and say, you know what, yeah, you know, I'm here. You're lucky. I showed up today. It's not as dark as you would think, and it's this shade right here. See, for you, it's looking like a light brown, and it's not. It's definitely like more of an aubergine, kind of brown purple. I did my lid in thirds today. Instead of just small, I kind of brought a little bit more in today. So it's totally cool. I'm happy with that. So we should go on our brow bone with the lightest shade, which is right here. And it's coming across as though it's white. It is an extremely pale pink. Pale pink, lavender, no, pale pink. So it's there. We're gonna sit here and pull this up. I'm telling you, a lot of people clean their eyebrows up with concealer. I clean mine or give the illusion of a clean brow with shadow. I don't know if anybody else sees it that way, but I do. My face, and that's what matters. Same thing for you. Your face, it matters how you feel about it. Just, you know, keep that in mind always, please. pull it down actually just a little bit right here. Yes, I like that. Woo. And you guys, the reason I do this is because I do my eyes after my foundation's on. You can easily take a beauty wipe and do this and clean it. This is my way of cheating, of having my foundation already done, but still putting on my eyes and giving kind of a crisp little lead off, you know, just a... All right, I'm going to go complete the other eye, line with my Old Faithful. Today we're going to go in with the Epic Ink Liner from NYX, my Essence Black Gel Liner, and we shall be back. Okay, you guys, so now I have completed the eyes. All right, so I did go ahead and pick up a updated Silky Matte Bronzer, and this is in shade 02 Sunkissed. I think I had 3. I went a little light with this one. But you know what, though? We're going to forge ahead and we're going to use it. Now, I have a bone to pick when we get to the blush. You know what? We're going to pick that bone now. This is 01 Romantic Rose. Now, this looks super pink online. This is not pink. This is flesh tone. But this is the blush I have, so this is the blush I shall use. But I'm telling you right now, unless it mysteriously, you know, oxidizes from brown to pink, we'll see. Okay, yeah, I just had to put that out there. Just, wow. Oh, this is, okay, it's kicking up a little bit of powder. The old one I had did not kick up powder, but this was one of the most pretty, nice wearing bronzers I've ever worn. It was just a really nice feel. So you can see it coming off of my face, but look at the pigment already. It used to be you could swirl your brush, you got no kickback. You go to do your tap off, there was nothing to tap off. This one, there's kickoff. I really do like this bronzer. It's a nice one, always has been. But I figured I had the other one for a while, so it was time to, you know, put a new one into my collection. Why not? It's pretty. See, that's what I mean. This one is always a good choice. It is always, always, always a good choice. And I think, you know, we're getting there. I'm real happy with the eyes, though, so that's a plus. Do we want a little on the nose? Maybe just a touch. Go, hoo, 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 hoo. I'm not sure you can see this. Do we see anything? We see a little bit, so we like that. Anytime we can get a shoulder shimmy into it, we know we did something that we liked. My skin has a more natural look today, but I'm okay with that, actually. Why not? So, Scary Town yet again, because I'm going in with flesh toned blush. Here it is. It might surprise me. I might go, oh, that's pretty. As of right now, no. Oh, well, okay. You know what? I'll say this is pretty. The fact that it has the rose embedded into it and kind of, if you can kind of see like this, that's beautiful. That's it on the brush. I could probably go really heavy-handed and you know, you might not see anything. Did we see anything? Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna go in. Why? We're in no danger of overloading our cheek right now with color. I just don't see it, at least not on my skin tone. We're in no danger. You don't see it, I don't see it, that's because it's not there. You know what, let's swatch. It's this color. It's the same color as my finger. Wow. I'm sorry, I just have to do this. So we're gonna put it on my hand. There's our shade. Wowzers. Okay. Yep. You can go as heavy-handed on this as you want to. If you're my skin tone, it's not showing up on you. What ticks me off, though, is that I can't give a good call on something if I can't see it. And she cannot see Romantic Rose. I even doubled back and said, you know what, did I pick the wrong box? Did I hit the wrong bubble or something? No, I didn't. This is just how it looked online. It was pink and you get it and it was this tone. Okay, so yeah, I don't see anything. Now, last bone to pick. This was with Amazon. This is the strobe light highlighter, and this is in 01 Afterglow. I'm just gonna have to hold it like this because if you can tell, it has shattered. Amazon delivered it, chucked my package. So we're gonna have to sit here and get into this where it's kind of crumbly and make a go of this. There we go. There's our mountain highlighter. All our little bricks. Okay, so there it is on the finger. We're gonna swatch it underneath the blush. Gosh dog, it looked like it was a pretty color too. So the blush or highlight. Okay, delicate. And yeah, it would be delicate, especially coming off the NYX and the Profusion highlights. Yeah, anything's gonna be delicate compared to those. This is gonna be a very traditional highlighter formula. It's pretty though. You know what though? It is pretty. It almost reminds me of the Essence highlighter. Oh my goodness, now I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me. Anyways, you put it on. It's a, what do they say? A shine from within. It's one of those. That's what this is. Different shade, of course, but this one's a lot icier. Like right there, you can see it better. So you see it? You see it? Yeah, I'll tone down right there. Only thing left up is to go do mascara. I have a choice of 2 different mascaras, anti-gravity mascara or the highly rated mascara. And I believe this one's a tubing formula. I always forget to say that, but I believe this is tubing. I'm thinking I might go in with the highly rated just so I know it's tubing and it won't dry and, you know, or fall, flake, whatever. Since my eyes are watery, this might hold it in place. I don't have a setting spray. I'm out of my Make It Last. So I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild setting spray. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to go in with, where are these? Are these the Fruit Fetish lipsticks? I forget. This one is in Secret, which is here. And then the other one is in Peony. And I think I'm almost out of this one. So we have that shade. I think we're probably going to go in with Peony, which is this one. And I think we're going to wrap it up for today. So, you know, hair, jewelry, lipstick, mascara, and we'll be back. Okay, you guys, we are back and we are finished. Okay, so MILANI. We're going to start at the very beginning and work our way down. The primer, this one, I like this primer. I'm not sure that this played too well with the skin tint stick. This is just my personal vibe. Let me put this on Front Street. MILANI is pretty expensive for drugstore. I'm just going to say that because like I said, I think this was $16. I think this might have been $15 if I'm thinking right, but I'm not sure if these are the 2 best products to go together. I love this individually. This is not bad though. I don't particularly like skin tints, but I didn't dislike this. I can see my freckles, a few little acne spots underneath, but this one, it felt nice on. So this one, this is a plus. The concealer, I need to use it more than once because I've never used their concealer before. So this one, I need to use this more, but this one, I think this was like $12 also. So everything in here is $20 and under. That's the best way to say it. But for drugstore, it's pretty expensive, but you know, inflation. Then the Conceal and Perfect powder, the translucent, this one, I did like this like a lot. Very finely milled. It sat down really well. I would be interested to see how this one plays with their actual foundation because I think this might be a nice little duo. But for right now, this is a yes. Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof powder. This one, it felt like any other, just, you know, match your skin tone powder to set down your makeup. This felt like nothing special. So this one, it's okay. It was not bad though, but it's okay. The eyeshadow surprised me. This one surprised me. Again, it's not coming across to you guys the actual color that it is. It did a lot better than what the bigger palettes did, the other gilded palettes, like this one. It did better to me than that. But again, still that old school formula, but a little bit improved over the other companies. So this one, it's cool, but this was $9.99 for 6 shades. So this, I will pay the money for. This is awesome. This is the Silky Matte Bronzer. These are awesome. Just, it feels really good on the skin. It melts really well. And I've used mine with all different makeup companies and different brands. And the bronzer is a no-fail. This is a good one. You might want to pick this up. This is the Rose Powder Blush. This one, I can't give it a good assessment because you really can't see it. You can see the highlighter, you can see the bronzer, but where's her blush at? We have to try things to know if we're going to like them or not or whatever. This one, it didn't feel bad. I just needed to see it and feel it. So I don't know how I feel about it. Jury's out, but I would definitely say they need to expand their shade line because if this is what you're calling rose, is it right? Romantic rose and all this. I mean, what is their deepest shade? It needs to be super deep. I mean, because this left something to be desired. The highlighter, I can't open it for you. This one, I did like this highlighter though. Again, it's more of an old school highlighter, but I felt like it came out kind of, you know, it hit where it needed to hit. I felt good about that. And I did end up going in with the highly rated tubing mascara from them. It's getting a little gloopy. Just a little bit, like on my eyes, a little bit of gloopy, like right here, right here. It's not bad, and I've had this for a minute, so you know it's probably time for a new one. But nonetheless, we have that. My lipstick, here we go. Now see, this kind of would have matched if the eyeshadow palette kind of did a little bit more color-wise for their shade selection for these. I think there's like 5 or 6 different variations. I have 2. Kind of a neutral lover's dream, more or less, I would say that. I know they have one that's all mattes, but you know me, I like a shimmer. I would sit here and say, I'm pretty okay with MILANI today. Like I said, I think they're priced a little high, but this was supposed to be the star of the show. I will say it felt very nice. And if you want to pick it up, know your shade. Don't do it me and buy 3 and try to figure it out. Walk in, I don't know if they're at Ulta. If they are, go in there, swatch them, find out what they are so you don't waste your money. But this one, it didn't feel bad. And actually, it had a lot of pigment for a skin tint. But other than that, I'm pretty good. Please subscribe. Please thumbs up. I appreciate you and thank you for your time. And I will see you next time. Bye.